It's not good evening, but hello. It's yes, it's a pre-recorded Critical Blast video because I didn't want to schedule a live stream, and it's honestly not that long of a topic to go live stream with. We have no guest. It is just me, your humble host, RJ Carter, Senior Managing Editor here at CriticalBlast.com, Chief Envelope Licker at Critical Blast Logistics, Myopic Proofreader for Critical Blast Publishing, and the guy who answers the phones for Critical Blast Consulting when you have an IT issue with your crowdfunding campaign. So all of that stuff I just said is part and parcel of why I'm making this video. Now, Perch did a reader response video this morning. And yes, I'm venturing into your boy Zach territory because I want those numbers he gets from Perch responses. No, it's actually something that I've been wrestling with myself with the way we do business and the things that we do with crowdfunded comics. And this particular reader was concerned about conflict of interest in reviewing independent comic books, insofar as this reader was also creating comic books and was asking the question, is it fair that I review comic books, which could potentially be negative reviews, if I'm also creating comic books? Because, maybe I say that some writer is not that great and I'm not that great of a writer myself. A bit of presumptive self-deprecation here, I guess, but that's beyond the point. The point, and I do have one, and it's not the one on top of my head. Stop saying that. The point I have is that we do have this Critical Blast logistics business, and it's been fairly successful here in its first year of application, wherein we, try to help people get their books shipped quickly and cheaply. Initially designed for international shipments to get the cost of that down, and that does work. But also we do it domestically for U.S. creators who, simply don't have the time and or expertise in shipping out their books, so they let us do it, and we're happy to do that. But here's where the rub comes in. See, CriticalBlast.com itself was created as a review outlet and still exists for that purpose. We review movies and comics and books all the time. But frequently I get requests from people who are doing crowdfunded books. Can I send you a PDF of my comic for you to review? And, normally I always would say yes. And I still do say yes. And I don't think about it that much, but I really need to. Because here's what happens. If it's a crowdfunded book, and it's not somebody that we are shipping for, I feel that I can do the review. Because if I'm reviewing a comic book for somebody who is a client on our ship list, and I say it's a positive review, well, what kind of weight does that carry with the viewers who know that we are also in the shipping business? Obviously, if I say this is a really good book, the idea would be that, hey, you should buy this, which would mean that more of that copy would be bought, which would mean that, hey, RJ is going to make more money because he's going to ship more books. So there's a self-serving interest there. Conversely, if I don't like it and I tell you it's great and you get it and you find out it's not, you don't trust me, and then you assume that I really did do it for the shipping business. Or if I'm honest, which is usually how I review, don't say usually. I always am honest in my reviews. If I don't like something, I'm going to tell you, or I'm simply not going to review the book. But if I do say I don't like the book and they're a client, I risk losing a client because, hey, you shipped my book and then you told people it sucked. Or what's more likely is I told people it was mediocre. I gave it like a 3.5 out of 5 stars, for which I've had a director actually come at me for a movie because I did that a number of years ago, to the point where he got locked up in his accounts because he was using it for harassment. I'll never forget that. So I'm thinking now about just not reviewing crowdfunded books. This also applies to people who are not clients because, as a growing business, we want to expand our business. We want to take on new clients. So if somebody says, hey, would you ship our book? My response is always, yes, let's sit down and talk numbers. Let's see what we can do for you. And then if they say, oh yeah, last year when you weren't shipping it for us, you did a review on it and it was like, the artwork is serviceable and the story is kind of slow. Maybe you're not the guy for us. So there is this conflict that I have all the time that I'm thinking about now when I'm reviewing crowdfunded comics. Um, so we're going to continue reviewing as many independent books as we can. Maybe they're not crowdfunded. Maybe they're just small press. We'll definitely, do the reviews on the big guys, because it's not likely that I'm going to start shipping DC comics or Marvel comics. But you never know. They're always, they've shown that they will move, and I would happily take their business. But to quote from Perch, let me know in the comics what you think. Do you think that it's too big of a conflict of interest for somebody who's in the shipping business to also be reviewing the items that they ship? Um, like I said, it cuts both ways. I can either put the customer off by them thinking that a positive review is just to make me money, or I can put off the customer who can take a negative review and pull money out of my pocket. So it's a double-edged sword, and I'm straddling it right now, and that's not comfortable. So let me know in the comments what you think, or Twitter DMs are always welcome as well. And as always, when you stop by here, just hope you have a blast. So long.